All right, everybody, and welcome right here to Cheshire High School as we settle in. Meriden will be the home team today in Game 2, 3 o'clock start. And Cheshire will be the away team despite playing here at home in this best 2 of 3. Yesterday, Cheshire with a nip-and-tuck 1-0 win as they scored in the bottom of the 7th inning to take a 1-0 lead in this best 2 of 3 American Legion playoff series. So it's nice to have you with us. And out in the mound is a Devin McCarthy, the left-hander, and his first pitch is up high to Ryan Strollo, who will play center field today for Cheshire. If we do have some technical difficulty, it is due to the hot and humid weather. Man, about 92 degrees, sun beating down on us here, and we'll do the best we can to get this all taken care of. And the lefty McCarthy's pitch to the plate, going to be popped up and fouled off. Ben Skina will bat second and play second base today for Cheshire. Hitting third, the shortstop, Altrin Kabashi. And McCarthy's pitch going to be fouled back towards us. So here in the early going of this one, McCarthy, pitch to Strollo way up high. So Meriden must win today. These two teams did compete 3 times during the regular season, as we told you yesterday if you were with us. And it was Cheshire winning 2 of 3 during the regular year. Strollo's going to pop that up. Second baseman coming on along with the first baseman. First baseman makes the call, and he got an out. It's a nice play. Germain doing the job. Cam Germain playing first base today for Meriden. I believe I have his name right. We were fighting our computer problems, trying to get the computer cooled down enough to actually stream for us here today, and didn't get a chance to talk to the coaches as I would have liked. So you have one down, and Ben Skina to the plate, the second baseman, left-handed hitting. Second baseman. Good ball player for this Cheshire team. McCarthy's curveball drops it in there for the strike. Just underway. Set the defense for you when we can. That's Brandon Hernandez behind the plate catching the balls and strikes. And there's strike 2. Nice pitch over the outside corner by McCarthy. Winner of the series moving on to play this weekend in the Super Regional. And the pitch. Outside, the count goes 1-2 strikes to Skina. Adler DeMack will get the start today for Cheshire. So they got a 1-2 strike count. And the pitch to the plate. Swing and a miss and a strikeout of Skina. That is the first strikeout of the game for Devin McCarthy. So he's off to a good start here. Germain playing the bag at first. Baker playing at second. Shortstop is Grisnano. And at third, Massacott defensively. And the pitch to the plate is a strike call over the outside corner. 76 miles an hour. Kabashi, the shortstop, swinging from the right side.
Yeah, we just got back from
It's actually McCarty and not McCarthy. I had an H in there, so McCarty. That's a nice play by the third baseman, throwing it across the diamond for the inning's final out. Good work there by Massacott. He had a couple of hits in the game yesterday, 5-3. If you score, we're through a half. We'll be back with more right here on SportingNewsCT.com after this.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not gonna lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome right back as we move on to the bottom of inning number 1. Alder DeMack out in the mound going through his warm-ups for Cheshire. Whereas Nano will be the leadoff hitter, the shortstop. Devin McCarty, the pitcher, the bat second. Jack Rich, the right fielder, hitting third today for Meriden. And Jeff Massicott, he'll bat fourth and play third base. Kalabuski, Zachary playing left field, batting fifth. Baker hitting sixth, the second baseman. Jemay, the first baseman, batting seventh. Morales playing center and batting eighth. And Hernandez behind the plate, batting ninth today. 85.4 miles per hour from DeMack on his first pitch of the ball game. These guys should be loosened up. Pitch is going to be fouled off. We'll try to change our camera angle next half inning to give you a better look, perhaps at the pitcher out in the mound. Try to do that during our commercial break. Audio may be a bit behind the video due to the very hot and humid weather. As a ground ball down the first base line, that's a fair ball. That's a terrific play by the first baseman, Sanson, to go get it. And then he needed the help of the pitcher. And DeMack got over there nicely, and Griznano is retired. 3-1, Devin McCarty to the plate, the pitcher. McCarty swinging from the right side.
That's all my question. That's right. Okay. They had the field site, and we have the home team.
And the pitch is over for the strike call to McCarty. Rich is on deck.
They did. In other words, all the games are in Cheshire because they finished first.
Outfield playing just about straight away, about 390 to straightaway center field. Pitch bends in for the strike to McCarty. DeMack working quickly, and he gets a strike out of McCarty. So he's off to a good start. Had a chance to watch DeMack pitch against Middletown about a week and a half ago, and certainly did a terrific job. So DeMack again has made a nice play at first, hustling over to help out his first baseman, Sanson. And he gets a strike out of McCarty. Now Jack Rich to the plate. Rich pitched a marvelous game yesterday in that loss, 1-0 to Cheshire. Cheshire scored with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. That pitch low in the strike zone for the strike, about knee-high to the outside part of the plate. And the pitch. Low and away. It's a beautiful day despite this warm weather. These guys will play 2 today in this humid weather if Meriden pulls off the win. Second game to follow immediately thereafter this one. If that were to happen, that ball chopped down to second base, fielded cleanly, and thrown onto the bag at first by Ben Skina for the inning's final out. So we played 1 full. It is scoreless between Meriden and Cheshire. We'll be back with more right here on SportingNewsCT.com in a moment. Stay with us.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The Eighth Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so
So we're on to the second inning. This is Cheshire to the plate. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. As we bring you a different view here, hopefully it's okay. Once again, the audio and the video may not sync up the way we would like today. We do apologize for that. It's all due to Mother Nature and this real warm weather slowing down our computer, our processor just a little bit. That was Sansone who tapped one back to the pitcher. McCarty did a nice job. 1-3 on the out. Brings up Brendan Clark. We're in the top of the second inning. Connor David in the on-deck circle. And the pitch up and in to Clark. That is Brandon Hernandez behind the plate. Catching the balls and strikes today. That pitch down low. Cam Germain at the bag at first. Pitch down low. Playing second base is Jake Baker. At the shortstop spot is number 3, Sebi Griznano. And the 3-0 pitch is in there for the strike, and the count goes 3-1. At third, Jeff Massacott. And his ball 4 and a walk. Cheshire has their first base runner of the ball game. First walk issued by McCarty today. Brings up Connor Davey, the left fielder. So the lefty McCarty working with a runner on first and one down here in the top of inning number 2. And the pitch. Hit high in the air to the right fielder. It's over the head of the right fielder. Rich will chase it and collect it. And the throw to the bag at third from Baker, who took the cutoff throw, and then they got it to second, and they got the out there. So alert play by Meriden in the field. So we'll recap that. Davey hit it a long way over the head of Rich. He'll get a base hit out of that. Clark able to make it to the bag at third, but a relay throw all the way to third came back to second. The tag was made. So I guess that's going to go 9, 4, 5, 4. And Davey will get a base hit out of it, and he got 2 down. This brings up Ryan Sear, the designated hitter. So alert play by Meriden defensively. Well, they've been a bit of a pickle, and the pitch is in there for the strike call. So the designated hitter at the plate. Massacott alert play at the bag at third to get that ball back to Baker at second for the tag on Davey just a moment ago, and the pitch in there for the strike call. Grisnano is the left field if we hadn't mentioned. Morales playing center. That pitch just missed. Jack Rich in right field defensively for this Meriden team. So you got a count of 1-2 strikes. Got a runner at third in a scoreless game. Ground ball hit up the middle. Could be trouble. And the throw is not in time. That's going to be a base hit for Ryan Sear up the middle. Grisnano gave it his best effort as he had to get it by the bag. So Sear's going to get an infield base hit and an RBI. And Cheshire's going to pop out to the 1-0 lead here in the top of 2. So Cheshire on top by the score of 1-0. There's a timeout call, as Hernandez wants to have a chat with McCarty. Ball was hit right up over the mound towards the bag at second. Grisnano gave it his best effort, didn't he? Sear hustling down the line in this hot day, able to beat the throw. And a run up on the board here in the top of inning number 2. Battipaglia, this is Eli Battipaglia to the plate, playing right field today for Cheshire. And they want to know if Eli went around. He didn't. McCarty, left-hander's pitch. Pops into the catcher's mitt for the strike call. Count of 1-1 strike. Soft toss to the bag at first, making sure that Sear doesn't get a good jump on that bat. 2 hits in the inning and a run up on the board. That's the pitch, low and away. Beautiful vantage point from behind home plate here at Cheshire High School today. Plenty of baseball around the state of Connecticut. Steve Riley with Trumbull and Stratford today. That game to start at 4 o'clock. It does say 3 on the website. There's a line drive right at the second baseman, Baker, and he makes the catch for the inning's final out. So Cheshire does some damage in the top of 2. They score a run on the strength of 2 hits with a walk and a runner left on base. We'll be back with the bottom of the second inning right here on SportingNewsCT.com in a moment. Stay with us.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American...
All right, welcome right back as we continue into the bottom of inning number 2. Here's Cheshire on top of Meriden by the score of 1-0. Jeff Massicott stepping up to the plate. Had a nice day yesterday offensively for Meriden. Galabuski on deck and then Baker to follow. So Adler DeMack working with a 1-run lead. Let's see if he can shut the door here in the second. That's what you're looking for from your pitcher. After your team has just produced some runs, to come out and have a good effective half inning on the field. Adler will work quickly. The right-hander's pitch, and he zips it in for the strike call. Yalabuski in the on-deck circle. That pitch went off the inside of the leg of the umpire, had him hopping around there a little bit. This game started right on time. At 3 o'clock, plate umpire will get some time. Gives us a chance to set the defense for this Cheshire team. Brendan Clark behind the plate. Nick Sansone playing the bag at first. Ben Skina down at second base. Altrin Kabashi is your shortstop, and Ian Battipaglia is at the bag at third. Connor Davey in left field. Ryan Strollo, the center fielder, and Eli Battipaglia playing in right field defensively today with Aldo DeMack out on the mound. Just tuning in, Cheshire produced a run in the top of the second inning, walked to Clark. He went to third on the Connor Davey base hit. Davey was thrown out at second trying to sneak on in, and there's a base hit in the right field for Massacott. He continues his torrid hitting. Had a good day yesterday and has a good beginning here today with a base hit. I actually should have yesterday's box score somewhere. And Massacott went 2 for 3 yesterday. Yalabuski now stepping in. Yalabuski yesterday bunted into a double play, trying to push a runner along. He was officially 0 for 2. Well, big moment in the game here is Meriden trying to come right back. That ball took a funny bounce. Bobbled, held on to. Nice work by Skina. And they get the out the bag at second. Kabashi covering there, and they get the 4. So Yalabuski will be safe on the fielder's choice. It was hit right at Ben Skina, but took a funny bounce out there. We saw that yesterday, a funny bounce on the ball, hit the second. Stayed with it long enough to get the 4s. 4-6 on that 4 sound if you like the score. So Yalabuski at first, Baker to the plate. Baker did not bat yesterday. DeMack looking in for the sign. And the pitch. In there for the strike call. And Germain, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly on the on-deck circle. Somebody will correct me if I'm messing that up, I would imagine. Outfield playing just about straight away for Cheshire. They're in the dark uniform tops. Meriden in those sharp-looking royal blue tops today. And the pitch chopped to the first baseman, Sansone. They get the out the bag at second on the first for the double play, and they don't get it. Baker hustling down the line, safe there. So Sansone got the lead guy, Yalabuski. That's going to go 1-6. They try to get it back to the, 3-6. Try to get it back to the first baseman there. Just couldn't get it there in time, so you got 2 down. And Germain stepping in on the right-handed hitter. DeMack looking in for the sign. Gave up that leadoff single. And they got 2 force outs at the bag at second on ground balls to the right side. DeMack to deal. Pitch shot towards the woods, off to the first base side, and into the netting. That protects the balls from going way out of play. Germain trying to get something going with 2 out. There goes the runner, and the pitch is in there for the strike 3 call. Second strikeout for DeMack today, and that's going to do it. No runs, you had a hit, and 1 runner left on base for Meriden. We'll be back with the top of inning number 3, 1-0 Cheshire. They have the lead. Back with more on SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The Eighth Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment.
Ian Battipaglia stepping in, the swing at the first pitch. Cracked it foul off to our right. Devin McCarty gave up a run on the second. We're on to the top of the third. Here on this delightful day, at least in the shade. McCarty, the left-hander, gave up a couple of hits in the second and that run. This ball golfed high up in the air towards the first base dugout and bobbled, and did it ricochet off the fence, or is that going to be a catch by Jamay? And the plate umpire says no catch. Field umpire said he got it, but it looked like it did ring off the chain link fence protecting the fans on the first base side. So Jamay nearly made a dramatic play there. Battipaglia gets a chance to swing again. They'll question things from the dugout, obviously. An extraordinary effort. But I saw it the same way as the plate umpire that time. That was out of our GoPro view. So you at home can't check that out. Battipaglia awaits the pitch. McCarty's curveball hitting the ground of the first baseman. Jamay will field that one. And unassisted put out at the bag at first. They have one down. 3 unassisted if you like to score at home. Brings up Ryan Strollo. Strollo popped up to the second baseman his first time. Ryan yesterday walked and scored the only run of the ball game. Walked to back in the 7th inning. Stole a base. Eventually scored. Pellegrino with the game-winning hit yesterday for Cheshire. Strollo hits it high up in the air towards left center field. In between the outfielders, chased down by Grisnano, and in the second goes Ryan Strollo with a long hit double the opposite way. And now they got a runner in scoring position with just one out, and Ben Skina, who struck out his first time, stepping up to the plate. So Cheshire here at the top of the third trying to increase their lead. They'd love to win, save that pitching staff. If they lose this game, Meriden would force a Game 3 to be played immediately after this one. There's a bunt. That's well struck. Third baseman slow to attack at Massacott. He was trying to hold his ground, hoping the pitcher, McCarty, could get to it, and Skina ends up with a base hit. I think he was bunting for a base hit right there. So now you got runners at first and third with just one out. And Alton Kabashi to the plate. And Massacott didn't charge it. He was hoping that McCarty could get to it, and that was just well placed, pushed past the pitcher's mound. Pitching there for the strike call. Kabashi 0 for 1 today. Grounded out 5-3. His first plate appearance. Aldrin yesterday was 0 for 2 with a walk. Pitch outside, runner goes. No throw by the catcher, Hernandez. So Skina will take second. Now Kabashi has 2 in scoring position with just 1 down. They got Sansone in the on-deck circle, the cleanup hitter for Cheshire, threatening to put together a big inning. is late to Hernandez, and a run will score. Strollo scores easily from third to make it 2-0. Skeena to the bag at third, and Kamashi with an RBI base hit. And it is 2-0 Cheshire. Let's see if they work the same deal here. Will they send Kamashi to second, and will Meriden go after him this time around? And the pitch, the Sansone, is ball one. Sansone 0 for 1 today. Tapped one back to the pitcher. Yesterday, he singled in 2 tries, also walked to the cleanup hitter. And hits that one up the middle. Taken by the second baseman. They get the out at the bag at second on the first. And the backhand scoop there by Jermay. Couldn't hold on. Ball looked like it might have popped out of his glove. So a run's going to score. Skeena crosses the plate. They get Kabashi. He's retired 4-6 on the force out. Sansone fielder's choice. I believe he gets an RBI for that. But Cheshire has opened up a 3-0 lead. Brandon Clark to the plate. Pitching there for the strike. Connor Davey in the on-deck circle. So Cheshire with a 3-0 lead here in the third. That ball hit in the center field for a base hit. Up a station goes Sansone. So Clark, this first hit of the ball game, he walked and scored back in the second. Yesterday, Clark was intentionally walked in the 6th inning. That loaded the bases. And a strategic move. It worked well for Meriden. Had the bases loaded with 1 out, but they got the force out at home and then a fly ball out to get out of a jam in the 6th, but they gave up the game-winning run in the 7th. Davey with a base hit here today. And the pitch to the plate. A little high. On a single out the right field to try to get Clark. Good play by Massacott to get it back to Baker. And they tagged him out at second on a wild play. Davey hit a long way out to a good play. Had himself a nice game. Defense over Meriden. Back with more in just a moment.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
definitely something.
It's such a big document.
It guarantees me
8th Amendment.
Constitution.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, right back here at Cheshire High School as we move on to the bottom of 3. Meriden trailing by 3 runs to Cheshire. Adler to Mack. Got him 1-2-3 in the first. Allowed a base hit in the second. A leadoff single to Massacott. After that, a couple of force outs and a strikeout, his second of the game. Ended any threat for Meriden. This is Jeff Morales, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. He's a center fielder today. Then Brandon Hernandez, the catcher. In the 9 slot, top of the order in Sebi Griznano to follow. So 8, 9, and 1 in the order for this Meriden team. Played to an identical zone record with Cheshire in Zone 3. Cheshire became the home team in this playoff due to the fact they had the tiebreaker on their side, which was head-to-head competition, and they won the season series 2-1. Morales trying to get something going here for Meriden. They've now gone 9 innings without a run scored against Cheshire pitching in this tournament. 7 yesterday and 2 here today. Cheshire only scored 1 yesterday. That's all they needed. But they have 3 here today. The big swing and a miss by Morales. And he'll go back to the dugout, a strikeout victim. 3rd strikeout for Adler DeMack, including 2 consecutive. Brings up Brandon Hernandez, the catcher. So Hernandez a step on in. Grisnano in the on-deck circle. Here in the 3rd. 7-inning ball game here today. And the pitch to the plate. That's a strike call over the outside corner. And DeMack's pitch. And it's hit. Past the dive of Skeena, the second baseman, and in the right field. And Hernandez, the number 9 guy in the lineup, comes up with his first hit of the series. So they got a runner on with 1 down. Yesterday he was 0 for 2. Ryan Mostoller picked up the win. He was brilliant yesterday in that shutout win. So Grisnano, who's 0 for 1, ground ball out to the first baseman. Coverage by the pitcher on the mound. At the bag at first. Turned that into a nice play. Grisnano yesterday was 1 for 3. Swings at the pitch, hits it high in the air to the left fielder. Davey doesn't have to move much at all, and he'll make the catch for the out. So Grisnano on the pitch is retired. And you have 2 down. Devin McCarty to the plate. Devin struck out his first time. He's a pitcher of record for Meriden. He's still in the ball game. Yesterday, he was 0 for 2 with a walk. So McCarty trying to get something going here. Got a runner at first, and Hernandez leans away from the bag. 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd, and the pitch. That's ball 1. Jack Rich in the on-deck circle. Outfield playing just about straight away. Battipaglia in right. Strollo the center fielder. Davey in left field defensively for Cheshire. Kabashi and Skeena playing up the middle at short and second. He and Battipaglia at the bag at 3rd. Sansone man's first. And that pitch cut the outside corner. Good pitch there by DeMack. And we'll slide that away from the right-handed hitter. RCP lost yesterday. They need to win the afternoon affair. We'll go over some of those scores when we get a chance. Defending state champs. Stanford, a big winner yesterday, 6-0 over Oakville. We know that. I believe Trumbull beat Stratford. Steve Riley will have the call at 4 o'clock today from Pender's Field. That pitch in there for the strike. Some of the folks thought that pitch might have been outside. Leaning away from that bag at first is Hernandez. Got a short lead. And the pitch chopped up the middle. And they'll get the force and assisted at the bag at second. Skeena with the touch. And that will do it. So for Meriden, no runs. You had a hit. And 1 runner left on base. We'll be back with the top of the 4th. Stay with us on SportingNewsCT.com.
Did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Well, we're on to the top of the fourth inning, and Cheshire has a 3-run lead over Meriden. Meriden in that desperate situation of trying to extend the series to a Game 3 a little bit later today. They're going to have to rally. Cheshire will be the visiting team. Well, they are the visiting team, despite playing here at home in the middle game of this best 2 of 3 series. Just talking to a couple of folks who are checking out some of the scores from yesterday and alike. Stanford, we mentioned, beat Oakville 6-0. It was Greenwich all over Middletown 8-1. Cheshire with that 1-0 win we had for you yesterday, and it was Trumbull over Stratford by the score of 3-2. They play again at 4 o'clock today. You're watching a game that began at 3. The other series are all beginning at 3 today, so they're well underway. In the North, West Hartford and RCP. West Hartford with a win. And they began a game today at 2:30 out at Cromwell High School, so that one should be done. RCP trying to remain in the hunt for another state championship. This is Ryan Sear to lead it off. RBI base hit his first time. Number 7 hitter in the lineup for Cheshire, facing Devin McCarty. McCarty's pitch and swing and a miss by Sear. Eli Battipaglia in the on-deck circle, then Ian Battipaglia the follow. Outfield playing straight away. Morales, the center fielder. Grisnano plays left, Rich and right. And pitch down low to Hernandez, the catcher. Baker and Grisnano. Oh, I may have messed something up there. I think I did. Have to change that on my defensive score sheet. There's a swing, and Miss Sear is retired. Yeah, Galabuski is in left field. That makes more sense. I know Sebi's good, but I don't know if he can play 2 positions at the same time. Pitch in there for the strike call. So Galabuski in left, Morales in center, Rich in right to set that up. Eli Battipaglia. Line one to the second baseman. Now he grounds one to the second baseman. Baker dropped it, picked it up. Good recovery. And Eli is retired. 4-3. Gives you 2 out here in the top of inning number 4, and it brings up the number 9 guy in the lineup, Ian Battipaglia, who grounded out an assist to the first his first time. 1 in the second and 2 in the third for Cheshire to take the lead at 3-0. McCarty touched up for 2 runs and 4 hits in the third. 1 run and a couple of hits in the second. So that's 6 hits overall for Cheshire today. I think they only had 3 yesterday on the 1-0 win. McCarty working quickly. Tickles the outside corner. 390 to straightaway center field. 325 down the line left and right. Here at Cheshire High School. Field in fine condition. Pitch in there for the strike to Battipaglia. 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the 4th. Popped up, out of play off to our right. I don't see my little guys here, my friends I met yesterday who like to chase baseballs around when they're hit out of the field of play. McCarty would love a strikeout here. Has one in the inning. Pitch low and inside. Has 2 overall today. He's had pretty good control. walked a batter in the second. That hurt as Clark did score. Count full 3-2 to Battipaglia. And the pitch. And that's a strike 3 call. He bent it about letter high over the outside part of the plate. I don't know about that one. I like the call the umpire made off the fence on the ricochet. That was first ruled an out, then he reversed. But that pitch was an interesting strike call. All right, we'll be back with the bottom of the fourth. It is Cheshire 3 and Meriden nothing.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome right back as we travail here to the bottom of the fourth, and Rich to lead it off, grounded out his first time. The pitch from the right-hander out in the mound to Mack. He's got a total of 3 strikeouts today. Got 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third. That pitch rolled through the legs of the catcher, Clark. Rich today 0 for 1, as we mentioned. Pitched a fine game yesterday. Came out in the 7th. Cheshire eventually scored a run, bases loaded. Ground ball right to second. Skeena fields it on the first, and Rich retired 4-3. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Jeff Massacott to the plate. Massacott with a base hit in the second. He has been red hot in this tournament. In this series, at least. He was 2 for 3 yesterday. 1 for 1 today. That would make him, 3 for 4, if my addition's correct. And the pitch. Strike call outside corner. The Mac will come with a fastball, got a curveball. A little bit of a change-up going on occasion. And there's the fastball. Hit high in the air to the right fielder. Battipaglia, Eli, will make the catch. And you have 2 down here in the 4th. And brings up Zachary Galabuski. Galabuski reached on the fielder's choice in the second. He's still looking for his first hit of this best 2 of 3 series. We're in game 2. Cheshire won yesterday. Got Baker in the on-deck circle. And the pitch. Over for the strike call. DeMac's been able to get ahead of the hitters here today for the most part, so he's done a nice job in that category. Hasn't walked a batter yet. Comes right at him, and the count quickly goes 0-2. Pitch sweeping away from the right-handed hitter. Let's see if DeMac comes right at him. He does. Ball chopped. Kabashi will field it. Slings it along. Does a short stop, and that's going to do it. 6-3, a 1-2-3 inning. Second 1-2-3 inning of the contest for Adler DeMac. We're back with the top of 5, 3-0 Cheshire here on SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome back as we move on to the top of the 5th inning. And Ryan Strollo leading things off here for Cheshire. Haven't had any changes at all. 3-0, Cheshire leading if you're just tuning in. Able to move a runner across in the second for 1-0 lead. They scored twice more in the third. McCarty on the mound and the curveball off the end of the bat. Be chased down by the on-deck batter, Ben Skeena. He's good at that. Got a base hit today. Strollo today, 1 for 2 of the runs scored, has a double. McCarty from the windup and the pitch, swing and a miss, and makes easy work of Strollo. That's a good beginning to the inning. That is the 3rd strikeout for McCarty today. Well, I'm very interested to see if RCP can win 2 today and move on to the Super Regional, the defending Connecticut State champs. 2 teams from Connecticut will compete in the New England Regionals this year up at Holy Cross and Worcester. We'll have coverage of many of those games, if not all. Skeena, little flare, and that's going to be a catch by Gresnano. Rules the plate umpire. That's a great play, as that was dipping down to his toes real quick and had to come get the little blooper. And Skeena on a soft pop-up retired, 2 down. McCarty looking for 1-2-3 inning. He's retired now the last 6 batters he has faced. Kabashi to the plate, RBI base hit back in the 3rd. Pitch in there for the strike call. Outfield just about straight away. Rich in right, Morales in center. Galabuski the left fielder. Pitch missed outside. Yesterday, Meriden had a couple of chances. I thought they didn't run the bases as cleanly as they probably would have liked and may have taken themselves out of a couple of opportunities to score some runs. Here today, however, not getting much of a chance at it at all. Count 2 balls and 1 strike to Altrin Kabashi in the pitch in there over the outside corner. McCarty not overpowering here today, but he's been very effective. Lefty's pitch. Ground ball right back at him. He'll field it. And on the first, and Kabashi retired 1-3. He's now retired the last 7 he's faced. We're back with the bottom of the 5th. Cheshire 3, Meriden nothing.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
go.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans.
All right, welcome right back, and Meriden to the plate here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And that is Jack Baker leading things off, and Jake Baker, I believe, leading things off, and a fly ball out to left. Making sure our man Steve Riley is up and going. He'll have baseball action for you in just a few moments. So at the plate is Jermay. Cam today is 0 for 1, called out on strikes back in the second inning. Adler DeMack out in the mound, pitching a dandy thus far. That pitch in there for the strike. He's retired the last 6 he has faced. Gave up a base hit in the third. He's only given up 2 today. Swing and a miss as Jermay may have chased one out of the strike zone. And that's another strikeout. That is the 4th of the game for DeMack, and it brings up Jeff Morales. Morales struck out back on the third, so he's 0 for 1 is the center fielder as he digs in. And that pitch in for the strike. Ball fouled off at the plate. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jeff. Morales awaits. Ran it, just couldn't pick it up. So Morales is safe at the bag at first. From our perch here, from where we sit, it was very difficult to see the roll of the ball. Once it went over the mound, I kind of lost sight of it. I guess you're going to have to go E6, allowing Morales to reach there. And it brings up Brandon Hernandez. Hernandez with a base hit here today. So Meriden with 2 out, they have a base runner. Pitch popped up, fouled straight back. Trumbull and Stratford just about set to get underway. Time has been called. And the pitch down low. Ground ball. Kabashi's going to get another chance. He'll field it. And the touch of the bag at second. And that'll do it. So Hernandez rolls out into a force out, and that will do it for Meriden. We'll be back with the top of the sixth. And yeah, the 3-0 Cheshire lead. Back with more in a moment. Stay with us.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
All right, welcome back as we move on to the top of the sixth here. Steve Riley is underway in Stratford. Leading things off for Cheshire, hitting the ground ball to the first baseman is Sansone. Nice play there by Germain, and Sansone retired one out here in the sixth. 3 unassisted. McCarty remains on the mound. This is Clark to the plate. Clark today has walked and singled. Cheshire scored 1 in the second, 2 in the third. If you're just tuning in, nice to have you with us. It's cool in the shade. It is warm in the sunlight. A lot of humidity today. McCarty's pitch has been working hard out there, down low. Clark has walked and singled, as we mentioned. He scored a run in the second inning. You got Davey in the on-deck circle. Ground ball. Third baseman will field it. And slipping and getting it over was Massacott. Nice job there. He lost his footing and still able to bounce it over to Jermaine at first to get Clark. Well, it wasn't the prettiest, most graceful play, but showed a lot of tenacity, didn't he? Nice job there by the third baseman, who's had himself a nice series here, offensively and now defensively. Connor Davey to the plate, 1 for 2. And the pitch breaks to the backstop. Yeah, that's a strike call over the outside corner. McCarty continues to work hard. Meriden is the home team today, despite playing here at Cheshire High School. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-2. We'll have baseball from both Bristol and Middletown this weekend. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Davey. A nice job there by McCarty. Really in a groove now. He's retired the last 10 batters he has faced, but he trails 3-0. On to the bottom of the sixth, Meriden coming on up.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't.
Go!
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas.
All right, welcome right back. And there will be Sebi Griznano leading things off, represents the top of the order for Meriden. You get McCarty and Rich to follow. Adler DeMack pitching a shutout here into the sixth inning. We're in the bottom half of the sixth. Cheshire on top by the score of 3-0. And the pitch in there for the strike. Griznano today is 0 for 2. Rolled one down to the first baseman to begin the game, and Sansone made a nice play on it. Needed the help of DeMack. So he's retired 3-1 there. Fly ball out the left his second time. Top of the order has not produced a base hit for Meriden here today. That pitch right into the body of the batter. Griznano will take one for the team down to the bag at first, hit by pitch. So a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the sixth inning for Meriden. It's the second time in the game they've had a leadoff runner on. Mazzacott had a base hit in the fourth, but they kept hitting in the force outs and never advanced anybody to the bag at second. Matter of fact, they haven't had a runner to second base today. McCarty swinging away 0 for 2. He's hit into a force out and he is struck out. Pitch fouled straight back. Way outside. Clark, nice job to go get it. No advance by the runner, no attempt by Griznano. They need 3. Base runners are precious today for Cheshire. On the second for 1, the first, and they're going to rule McCarty safe as he hustled along. Paglia had a hit right at him. Skeena tried to get that throw over, not in time. So McCarty will reach on the fielder's choice. Griznano retired by 4. So they have 1 down, and Jack Rich to the plate. Rich is grounded out twice to the second baseman. And again, we are having a few problems perhaps with our video stream today. We do apologize for that, if that is occurring. Everything I've watched, however, seems to be running smoothly, which is good news. DeMack. Top the hill. Boy, Meriden now working into the 6th inning here without a run. Didn't score through 7. Long way. Strollo got on his horse and able to make the catch in rather deep left center field. So Rich gave it a pretty good ride, but just becomes a long out. Ball hung up there a while, and Ryan Strollo with a chance to gallop underneath it. He'll cover a lot of ground with Strollo. He's probably one of the better defensive center fielders we've seen in recent years. Does a nice job going after that. Massacott to the plate. He's 1 for 2 today. Fly ball to right. Base hit. Back in the second. He has been a tough out. So he's trying to get something going here. McCarty at the bag at first. DeMack looking comfortable on the mound. And the pitch. It's in there for the strike. That pitch missed high and outside. He tried to come back with the same pitch. Tried to break it over the outside corner of the plate. Massacott looks like he can hit the ball with some power if he gets a hold of it. DeMack will take a peek at the runner at first. McCartney not going anywhere. And a swing and a miss. Got him with a high fastball and strike out of Massacott, which has not been an easy thing to do. That's the 5th of the ball game for DeMack. And Meriden goes relatively quietly again. They had a hit batter. They leave one on. We'll be back with the top of the 7th, 3-0 Cheshire here on SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome right back into the top of the 7th we go. Ryan Sear scheduled to lead it off here. Sear with an RBI base hit. He has struck out today for Cheshire. 3-0 lead to the top of the 7th, 7-inning ball game. Game 2 of the series. Cheshire won yesterday. Eli Battipaglia scheduled to hit next. McCarty out on the mound. Really has pitched a fine game. He has settled down to retire the last 10 he has faced. Gave up 2 runs in the 3rd, a run in the 2nd. A walk cost him back in the 2nd inning. Gave up 4 hits in the 2 runs in the 3rd. That's a dribbler to the 3rd baseman. Massacott will get it across the diamond. See a retired 1 out. 5-3 if you like to score. Battipaglia stepping on up. This is Eli. Eli 0 for 2 today. Soft liner to the 2nd baseman. A ground ball to second base. McCarty's done a nice job against him. Eli did not play yesterday. Ground ball to 3rd. Boxed around. Massacott will pick it up. Has no play. Tried to take it on the short hop. And Eli's safe at first. That'll go as E5. Kind of got that in between hops there. Tried to break on it quickly. Was able to knock it down, but it rolled too far away. And Ian Battipaglia stepping up to the plate. Grounded out the first and struck out. Number 9 hitter is 0 for 2. Ryan Strollo in the top of the order in the on-deck circle. On that pitch in there for the strike call. Well, looking forward to this weekend in the Super Regional. A winner will come out of Middletown, another out of Bristol, and they'll compete in Middletown in a best 2 of 3 state championship series the weekend after the next. 2 teams from Connecticut onto the Northeast Regional this year at Holy Cross and Worcester. Real fine ballpark. Not only the home for Holy Cross Crusaders, but for a minor league ball team. I believe the Bravehearts. Battipaglia trying to get something going with 1 down and 1 on. Cardi's pitch way outside. Runner goes, a throw, and sliding in is Battipaglia with a stolen base. So he really chose a nice pitch to go on, didn't he? Pitch that was way up in the air and really no chance for Hernandez. Made it closer than I thought he would, though. So nice work by Hernandez. So Ian Battipaglia now has a runner in scoring position. McCarty's pitch outside again. Might be tiring a little bit in this hot weather today. Here in the 7th. Retired 11 in a row before the error, allowed a base runner. Ground ball charge. Thrown on the run. The bag at first by Grisnano. Good work there by the shortstop. Eli Battipaglia the third. And 6-3 on the putout. So Ian retired. Brings up the top of the order. And Strollo. Strollo ignited the big third inning in which they scored 2 runs as he doubled towards the gap in left center field, eventually scored. He's 1 for 3 as Ryan Strollo. Made a nice play defensively today for Cheshire, too. Very quick if he gets on. He'll swing at the pitch. Ground ball. Scooped up. And onto the bag at first. Nice work there by Baker. And that'll do it in the inning as Strollo retired 4-3. So Cheshire, they got a couple of runners on base there, but that's about it. And we'll be back for the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score, 3-0. Cheshire leading Meriden. Meriden down to their final 3 outs. Galabuski, Baker, and Germay, the scheduled hitters. We'll have all that for you in a moment.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there.
All right, welcome right back. Nice to be with you all as we continue with our coverage of American Legion baseball to the bottom of the 7th. Galabuski pops one up, shielding his eyes and making the catch is Ian Battipaglia, fighting off a little shadow too. Not easy to be in some shadow and some sunlight, and he makes a nice play of it, and Galabuski is retired on a pop-up. Brings up Baker. Golubuski now 0 for 3 today. Baker has reached on the fielder's choice and hit a fly ball out. Meriden down to their final 2 outs. And pitch down low. Tell you, it's been a pleasure watching these two teams play. They have played at a high level, in my opinion, for American Legion ball. And played in these hot conditions today. Yesterday, nice clean game. Ground ball, Kabashi Fields onto the bag at first. That's a good example of what we've been witnessing over the last couple of days. And quickly 2 outs. Adler DeMack with a terrific performance out in the mound, trying to go all the way. Boy, Meriden now has gone nearly 2 complete games against this Cheshire pitching staff, and they have come up empty. They haven't scored a run yet. And DeMack's pitch, swing and a miss. Jermaine today is 0 for 2. He has struck out a couple of times. Total of 5 strikeouts for DeMack. And the pitch. In there for the strike. DeMack looks in. And just missed. So DeMack trying to go all the way for this win. Yeah, I'm looking at it. He's only given up a hit. Kabashi will field it. And on the bag at first for the inning's final out. And Adler DeMack fires a 1-hitter with a total of 5 strikeouts here today. Hit a batter. He did not walk a batter, and that's just a terrific performance for the win. Hitting stars for Cheshire. RBI base hit for for Ryan Sear back in the 2nd inning. And an RBI base hit by Altrin Kabashi in the 2-run 3rd to set the tone. Tough luck loser will be Devin McCarty. And I want to thank both coaching staffs for being so kind and easy to work with here over the last couple of days. So Cheshire moves on in the American Legion State Tournament to the Super Regional this weekend. We'll have coverage for you right here on SportingNewsCT.com. Looking forward to that. Trumbull and Stratford on our sister station right now. Steve Riley has the call if you'd like to tune in. He'd love to have you listening to what he's all about. But that's going to do it right here from Cheshire High School. Your final score, 3-0, Cheshire over Meriden. And just want to mention one more thing, and condolences going out to our dear friend Chris Sabia, the longtime general manager of Stanford American Legion play. They're playing Oakville today. They had a nice win yesterday. His wake today, and a lot of folks, of course, going to that. But certainly heartfelt sympathies going out to the Sabia family as he passes on at the age of 39, and we're thinking about him every day. And I think, in a sense, all kind of wishing that Stanford has a pretty good run in this American Legion State Tournament. Chris would want it only that way. Goodbye, everybody.